keep thinking that you and I could make this work. What about you and me?
We have had so many conversations where I've said, it's done, we're not compatible. I didn't know we were having a fight here.
I wish I wouldn't have ever married her. Listen, it's confusing from day one.
That's bull. That is so not fair to me. I would have rather you have told me, Cody, years ago.
Blame yourself if I don't love you, okay?
The episodes feel outdated, and watching them now seems pointless. The new episodes have become so stale that I have zero interest. We already know what's going to happen. Cody complains endlessly. Janelle and Meri eventually leave him. Mykelti will have her twins. Christine marries David, Cody, and Robyn are still together. And Maddie and Cody haven't reconciled. And of course, Garrison dies. After that, what's left? The outdated filming process is off-putting, making it hard to stay engaged. I binge-watched Sister Wives for the first time just to catch up before the new season. I was so excited for the new episode that I even had a little viewing party with neighbors, but it was a letdown. Is this a common TLC practice, releasing shows 2 years after they're filmed? I'm baffled. The show lost me when it covered Christine's wedding and then reverted to old dating content. Expect endless "he's great, I hope this works out." We're taking it slow nonsense, and probably more tiresome birthing scenes. I'm only interested in the conversations between Robyn and Cody, as they've been kept off-screen for years. And if I have to see that clip of the argument between Cody and Janelle, where she curses him out one more time, I'm going to lose it. The episode opens with a black background and white text announcing Garrison's passing, which was a gut punch, but at least they acknowledged it. Then, it was back to old footage from 2 years ago, which felt like a repetitive farce. Christine had her wedding special last year, and now she's recommending being single. It's a jumbled mess, and the production should make an effort to showcase new material if they're short on footage. It's not just frustrating, it's manipulative. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Reality Nexus X. It's me, Elena, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. However, Robyn being labeled as the idiot who got left behind is a load of nonsense. Robyn is all about control. She won't even let cameras into her home for a reality show. I find it hard to believe she'd genuinely share her real marriage troubles with the world. What we're seeing feels staged. I'm sure she and Cody have issues, but I don't think we'll see the full truth unless Cody accidentally reveals something. Does anyone else feel this way? Robyn isn't the one left behind. She's the one who helped push the others out. Now she's experiencing the Cody that the other wives have been dealing with for years. I hope she enjoys her self-fulfilling prophecy. A lot of what Robyn says seems manipulative. She comes off as incredibly fake. She pushed everyone away to keep Cody for herself, and now that she has him, she's acting like the original 3 wives left her behind. She might be upset that she can no longer be the favorite wife with everyone else gone. Otherwise, it's just her usual act to play the victim. Absolutely, she got left behind because of her own actions. She was a poor friend to Meri, who was the only one who genuinely supported her throughout this whole process. Robyn was a terrible friend. Remember how she claimed to be shy and dislike the cameras? Ha! The real reason is that she doesn't want the cameras to catch her getting angry at Cody, manipulating situations to portray herself as the victim, or her staged responses about possibly working things out with Cody. They've never had an on-camera discussion about their future or her asking Cody if he's truly done with polygamy. Instead, we get endless nonsense and more scenes of her walking on CP. I think it's more about her not living up to the idea of a plural family. And by idea, I mean she never truly wanted a real polygamist marriage. She wanted Cody for herself, and for the sister wives to adore and support her financially and otherwise. She wanted to be the queen of her own little kingdom. Now that the others are gone and Cody can't blame them anymore, she feels left behind. She's stuck with a bitter man, a bitterness she helped create, and no one else to blame or support her financially. Additionally, I'm surprised no one has mentioned Meri's comment about how she should have been committed for being so committed to the marriage. I found it hilarious. It's great to see Meri so much happier now that she's moved on from Cody. It seems like she feels the need to officially end their spiritual marriage, which shows she's still a true believer. It's unfortunate she spent so many years unhappy, but at least she has the freedom to enjoy the second half of her life. Meri's sense of humor has been the highlight so far. If the show has a future, it's likely in watching the sister wives move on. TLC should definitely consider cutting out Robyn and Cody entirely. Does anyone else think Cody gets a list of questions before his interviews? He sounds so scripted. His responses are like, "It's like the dream of Camelot. We had this dream, and a whisper blew it away, but we got stronger, and then it just fell." Classic cod snob. I also found it rude how he told the director, or whoever, that he wouldn't talk about Madison. He shouldn't be able to dodge questions like that. He's done this repeatedly in the so-called tell-alls. It's his job to answer questions. If he doesn't want to face intrusive questioning, he shouldn't be on a reality show about his life and family. However, I'm really hoping the original 3 wives will address MSWC now that they're being honest. Is anyone else eager to hear their take on the train wreck that was MSWC? I'd love to get their perspective on it now. Also, how clueless is Robyn for mishandling that business, especially with all the free marketing from the show? The first mistake was putting Robyn, who has no job skills, no financial management experience, and no polygamy expertise, in charge of a new family business. Who's going to respect a manager who's hoarding your husband and wasting the family's money on her ill-fated MSWC dream? Only Robyn could manage to show up with credit card debt, extra mouths to feed, and still end up with her own business, mansion, and husband. As far as cons go, she pulled it off effortlessly and would have maintained her reputation if not for those pesky cameras documenting her schemes. Her long game is impressive, and I'm sure she's currently living the life she envisioned. It's too bad she didn't plan for the OG3 to develop spines and leave. Moreover, I was listening to a recap of Teen Mom and heard that secondary cast members, like short-term boyfriends, were making $100,000 plus for just one season. The kids also received money in account for their future. This got me thinking about sister wives and the reported lack of payment to the kids or other people involved in the show. Mykelti and Gwen have mentioned that they haven't made any money from it. How is that possible? Why would people agree to be on the show without any financial compensation, considering how time-consuming filming and interviews must be? Does MTV pay significantly more than TLC? While Teen Mom was huge at the time, Sister Wives must be bringing in substantial revenue for TLC as well. If the kids did receive money, it might have gone into a family pot without their knowledge. The older kids might want to check the contracts from the earlier seasons to see if they were compensated. It seems pretty unfair, but it likely comes down to the contracts. MTV's standard contracts might include savings for the children, whereas TLC might have given the money to the Browns without setting aside funds for the kids. This aligns with their family money mentality, where everyone works for the benefit of the family. Overall, the Browns don't seem to handle money well, and the kids should definitely have received a share. Additionally, why was translator Robyn there? Meri and Cody were at Coyote Pass discussing their separation. Why did Robyn need to be present? She wasn't involved in many of the final discussions with Christine and Janelle. Additionally, the conversation about the house was a key moment for Cody and Robyn, who were both trying to maintain composure. In my view, they were all at Coyote Pass under the pretense that a different conversation was going to occur, one focused solely on the land. Meri intended for the breakup discussion with Cody to happen on camera and in front of Robyn, so Robyn could hear directly from Cody that he no longer wanted a relationship with Meri. This was to put an end to any false narratives. Robyn even attempted to interpret Cody's feelings about Meri, but Cody quickly corrected her, indicating he was finished with the pretense for Robyn's sake. Meri also wanted Cody to declare their relationship was over on camera to prevent Cody from claiming that Meri had abandoned their relationship. Meri likely wanted the land discussion to be filmed for legal reasons. Robyn's presence was necessary for filming scenes. She and Cody are aware that the show is nearing its end, unless they come up with something significant. The original three probably don't mind if the show ends, because they can support themselves. But Cody and Robyn need it, as TLC is their main source of income. Expect a season filled with staged conversations and contrived content. Cody will likely embrace his villain persona, and Robyn will appear even more confused and victimized. They are producing TV, or attempting to, but are still not revealing their true lives. However, more FOMO from Cody, I guess. Christine shared that Aspen's husband crafted a beautiful dining room table that seated 25 people last Thanksgiving. I'm assuming it was just DASBARK on the Brown family island. Christine has previously posted about the table Mitch made. It's a clever marketing move, and many of the photos she used were from past posts. The table is indeed very well made. I'm thrilled that Christine and Janelle have finally built the families they've always wanted, and that the OG kids have places to go if they choose. It's the complete opposite of what Cody predicted, and I'm so happy for them. DAVSARK was voted off the Brown family island. I'll admit I'm a bit petty, but I'm genuinely pleased that Cody and Robyn will never have the OG family with them for any holiday again. They need to understand the consequences of their actions, so they can move past their perpetual victim mentality. Additionally, if Cody wanted to bring new wives into the family, how would he even court them? Robyn couldn't even let him be a husband to his existing wives more than once every 4 days. I don't see any new wives joining the family. The only way something like this might happen is if the show isn't renewed, and they pitch the idea to TLC as a last-ditch effort to save themselves. Cody isn't getting a new wife. Robyn has made sure of that. She got exactly what she wanted, him all to herself. Adding another wife would likely push her to her breaking point, and they'd probably end up on Snapped on Oxygen TV. Saul and Ariella have essentially never lived in a polygamous family structure. They've always had Cody present as a father. The adjustment to having a new mom would be like repeating the cycle the OG 13 experienced when Robyn joined the family. Moreover, Robyn's comment, "They gave him to me," still amazes me. After rewatching seasons 17 and 18 before the new episode of season 19, I can't get over how Robyn blames Janelle and Christine for separating from Cody. It's as if she's saying, "Here, you take him," when he's been living at her house for years. There's no need to sugarcoat it. Coronavirus just gave Cody an excuse to stay at her place even more. Plus, the fact that Cody told Robyn's kids not to return to public school and said he wouldn't see Sybil if she went back, but couldn't even pick up the phone to tell Sybil himself, is infuriating. We've seen glimpses of Cody's anger, like at the infamous family photos at the commitment ceremony, where he was visibly angry but quickly forced a smile. He also displayed frustration when he seemed sad on walks to the truck, and made sure the cameras caught his reactions. Many of the OG3 have mentioned threats from Cody since moving to Vegas. He would threaten them with losing the show and plunging the family into poverty if they left. He even threatened the financial stability of his kids, implying their mother would be to blame if they lost everything. Cody seemed to depend heavily on the show's money, struggling with employment before it, and not working much even after. I can't imagine his rage if he thought the show was in jeopardy. And that's just what we saw on camera. Imagine what was happening off camera. His outbursts seemed to elicit no reaction from the wives, probably because they're desensitized to his constant tantrums, even Robyn. When Cody delivered his knife-in-the-kidneys tirade to Christine on the back patio, Robyn was the closest to him, but barely reacted to his rage. She just dabbed at her eyes and returned to her seat as if she were at a movie. If Cody's behavior was out of the ordinary, Robyn, being so close, should have reacted the most. Instead, Janelle and Christine braced themselves to endure his wrath, while Robyn remained composed and unbothered. This scene was one of the most revealing moments in the series for me, reinforcing some of my suspicions about Cody's behavior, especially after seeing him physically and emotionally dominate Christine in earlier seasons. In my opinion, Cody exhibits verbal and emotional abuse, and is physically coercive and aggressive toward the OG3, possibly not Janelle, but definitely Christine and Meri. Robyn seems to believe she is exempt from his abuse, for now. However, blame yourself if they all leave you. Cody's unwarranted superiority complex is glaringly evident in Season 19. For anyone familiar with A Clockwork Orange, or if not, a quick look on Wikipedia will help. Cody seems to need a similar treatment. Strapped into a chair with a colander on his head, hooks keeping his eyes open, and shown a replay of his greatest hits, ideally set to his favorite song on a loop. Not that I think this would actually change anything, but I'd still enjoy seeing it. I'd love to see Cody hooked up to something that keeps his eyes open while replaying all the things he and Robyn have said and done to the OG3 and the OG13. Additionally, my husband barely paid attention, but when Meri mentioned the family, he said, "I don't think he ever knew about the whole family." He added, "He had a sports car, he had a new look, he was rolling." And I thought, well, he had Robyn. To which he responded, maybe that's what he wanted. I didn't even notice in the first episode that Cody was driving a sports car. To me, the family seemed to genuinely love their kids and wanted a good future for them. They took in Robyn and her children because they felt they could help her, and I believe they had good intentions. Now, if Cody is suggesting it was all a lie, why did he do it? Why did he marry women he felt compelled to love? Who was he trying to please? Did he enjoy the attention from women raised to submit to their partners? What did he seek from these relationships? Why choose women who were genuinely in love with him and string them along for so long? Was it a religious commitment? Did he not want to look bad for leaving? Why did he say he couldn't leave but they could? What was Cody's goal with polygamy? And what did he want from marrying Robyn? It feels like he chose a younger wife who was willing to have her children submit to him, and that's where he preferred to be. Meanwhile, his OG family spent time in Las Vegas, which opened their eyes to broader perspectives and made them realize the relationship dynamics were unfair. The older kids, who once had a hands-on dad, started to notice Cody's preference for the younger kids who were in awe of him, unlike the older ones who wanted more meaningful conversations where all voices were heard. I was misled into thinking Cody wanted women's voices to be heard. It now seems he wanted a narrative where he could act as he pleased behind closed doors while running the show, expecting the wives to comply. When they didn't, he spent more time with someone who had less experience and was more compliant. I believe Robyn is a scapegoat for a larger issue. Why are men drawn to polygamy? And why are all the brown kids opposed to it? It might sound trivial, but the lack of a shared Google Calendar, a set rotation for nights at each wife's house, and location sharing spoke volumes. These are basic logistics that could have resolved many of their small problems and prevented larger issues. It might not have been necessary in Lene, but once they moved, it became a basic need to keep the family organized while in rentals. Their lack of these measures indicated that Cody wanted to do whatever he pleased without accountability or transparency, allowing him to gaslight them. In modern families, these are standard practices for managing schedules, and with so many people involved, they needed them but didn't have them because Cody avoided transparency. In Cody's case, I think it was a mix of zealousness and the fact that Meri was infertile. That's why he leaned into polygamy and married Janelle, as his religious beliefs urged him to be fruitful, and Meri hadn't become pregnant in years. Since Meri was supportive, it seemed straightforward. However, when conflicts arose, he followed common advice and married a third wife. Robyn was likely just his way of dealing with a midlife crisis. Moreover, Cody, Meri and I are not divorced. I caught this gem in a trailer. Cody seems to think he's still in a marital relationship with Meri, even though Meri fully intended to end things with him completely. Hold on, Cody, it's happening. He likely hopes to retain the spiritual marriages with Meri and Janelle to secure his place in the afterlife. He thought he'd subdued Christine into submission and never anticipated she'd be the one to leave. He was ready to offload Meri, saying she could remarry and he wouldn't care, even though that would break their covenant, leaving him with only 3 celestial wives. Christine and Janelle were expected to remain in sacred loneliness, taking care of him in his old age. They weren't supposed to leave, and definitely not to remarry or seek a release. Cody lost it when Christine announced she and Truly were moving to Utah. He assumed it was because she didn't want to continue the pretense of their marriage. According to him, he was fine with that. Once Christine made it clear she wouldn't be part of his future, Meri's role changed. Now he needs her celestial support. Meri will likely get her release, given the 19 seasons of aired and unaired footage revealing Cody's motives. This release will force the AUB to address Cody's behavior, making the chances of them approving a new marriage extremely low. Janelle probably won't seek a release unless Cody pushes her too far. I believe Cody will fight Janelle's release from the church and insist they are still married and reconcilable. That's why, during the talkbacks last year, he claimed he never broke his covenant and thought they could reconcile. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear whether you agree or disagree. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for future updates. Your feedback is important, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.